In today's video, this is video number 6 of the series I'm doing on the launch of my new book, Greater Things, about publishing and platforming and some of the problems that I have seen and what I hope that we as Invite do differently. In yesterday's video, I was talking about the church growth movement and the idea that we can create or engineer growth and the deep theological problems with that. And personal platforming in publishing and church growth are both derivatives of the same core idea that the growth that happens is something that we can create, that we can do ourselves. I had come to realize in the Christian publishing world and in the church growth world that for many, what they were doing was indistinguishable from the larger business world. We've had this obsession with church leadership for some time, and the implication that's very insidious and very subtle, and we can work around it with our language and give ourselves pious theology about it, but at its core, the way people act and choose and behave in many ways has been oriented towards engineering growth, and the problem is that it's indistinguishable from the business world, and it led me to kind of question: is what is the goal? Is it profit or is it lives? And that in church leadership, we've been a lot more interested in leading and a lot less interested in following and listening. And that Jesus never asks us to lead, Jesus asks us to follow. But here's the thing, a lot of churches will agree with that statement and be like, yeah, here, here. But then they can't even run an organization to save their lives. So to follow isn't a rejection of leadership, it's not an excuse to incompetence, but it's a call to something higher. And as I was going through this process of personal reflection and prayer and transformation, I realized that Jesus gave us the answer to this. It's the Holy Spirit. And then I began to realize that as a church, we have a terrible theology of the Holy Spirit. That basically we see the Holy Spirit as a symbol and not a person. You know, in Orthodox Trinitarian theology, the Trinity is three in one, three persons in one: God the Father, Christ the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the sustainer and counselor, and that we have pretty good theology of God and of Jesus, but terrible theology of the Holy Spirit. So I left my job, my dream job at Abingdon Press after less than 2 years. Went to work at a church in Georgia for 4. I published one book in the decade of the 2010s. It was a reflective personal book about creativity and faith. Uh, and then when I came to St. Andrew, the church I'm at now, came 5 years ago now in 2016, I met Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones is he's now 37. He was 32 at the time. Son of Bishop Scott Jones, talented writer and preacher. Had already written 2 books with his father, and Arthur had dreams for publishing, and we got to know each other, and we got very excited about working together because I still want to publish. I've always wanted to publish. I'm a writer. I wanted to do it well. So, in spite of all the ambivalence and things I had gone through, I still have held on to hope that maybe there's a way we can do it well. And with Arthur's interest and the way the Spirit brought us together, uh, I began to think, okay, maybe there's a way we can do this. We can do this well. Um, but in order to do that, I had to process through my own history about platforming and some of my concerns about it. And this whole time, God was continuing to teach me some things about the problems with how we've done it and how we can do it better. So in tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk some more about this and the shift in motive, which changes the shift in our strategy and how we go about what we're doing.